Tropical storm Pamela continues to develop in the eastern Pacific Ocean at this current time. As you can see right here, this is the satellite imagery. It is continuing to develop. It looks better organized than it did in the last video. So, yeah, as you can see, it looks like an eyeball is starting to develop a little bit. Let's go back. Let's go back to 40 frames. So yeah, there it is right there. You can see what's going on. It looks like it's trying to develop an eyeball. It looks like it's trying to develop a core as we speak. So it's going to be pretty interesting. What essentially, in my opinion, is going to decide what's going to happen in the next how strong it's going to get will just depend on what happens tonight. That's a given right there. So speaking of which, let's go ahead and go to the public advisory right here. This is as of 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time. There is now a hurricane warning in effect from Bahia Tempe-Huaya to Escuinapa. Okay, I'm starting to get the hang of it. So yeah, hurricane warning is now in effect. This is the updated cone right here. Sorry, I need to refresh that. So tropical storm warnings are also in effect at this current time. They are in effect from north of Bahia Tempe Huaya to Altata, south of Escuinapa to Cabo Cortines, and Isla Marias. So yeah, I'm getting a little better at those pronunciations, but still needs a little work. Hopefully in the next couple of days I get it figured out before this thing makes landfall. But anyway, I shouldn't really be talking about that. I'm getting off track. Anyway, just to remind people, a hurricane warning means that hurricane conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area. A warning is typically issued 36 hours before the anticipated first encounter of tropical storm force winds, conditions that make outside preparations difficult or dangerous. Preparations to protect life and property should be rushed to completion. So it's at this point you should have started preparing during the hurricane watch, but if you're in the hurricane warned area and you haven't prepared yet, I would start preparing. If you are ordered to evacuate, evacuate. That's all I'm going to say. Please please listen to your local officials to ensure your safety. If your local officials tell you to leave, leave. I'm not gonna go ahead and say what you guys should do. The local officials are the guys that are best to do that, so it should be left up to them. If they tell you to evacuate, evacuate. If they tell you to shelter in place, shelter in place. Storm surge is also going to be a big threat with this. We'll talk about that in a little bit. A tropical storm warning for just to remind everyone, means that tropical storm conditions are expected somewhere within the warning area within 36 hours. So this is the latest advisory. As of 6 p.m. Mountain Daylight Time, the center of Tropical Storm Pamela was located near latitude 17.7 degrees north, longitude 118.8. Sorry about that. 108.8 degrees west. Pamela, I'm not sure which it is moving towards the northwest near 7 miles per hour, so it has picked up in speed a little bit, but not very much. A turn towards the north is forecast to occur later tonight into Tuesday, followed by a faster northeastward motion by Tuesday night. On the forecast track, the center of Pamela will pass well south of the southern tip of Baja California Tuesday and Tuesday night, and make landfall in southwestern mainland Mexico within the hurricane warning area Wednesday morning. Maximum sustained winds remain near 70 miles per hour with higher gusts. Steady to rapid strengthening is forecast, and Pamela, I'm not entirely sure, is expected to become a hurricane overnight and a major hurricane on Tuesday. Pamela is forecast to remain a major hurricane until it reaches the coast of Mexico on Wednesday. So, yeah, NHC has this going up to a 120 mile per hour hurricane, so that's Cat 3. So I would be taking this very seriously right now. If you're anywhere in the hurricane-warned area, I'd be taking this very seriously. If your local officials tell you to shelter in place, shelter in place. If your local officials tell you to evacuate, evacuate. But anyway, back to the advisory. Tropical storm force winds still extend out 70 miles from the center. The estimated minimum central pressure remains at 992 millibars. This thing is waiting for nightfall. This thing's probably going to start strengthening at that point. I wouldn't count otherwise. But yeah, I think what's going to happen is that probably either in the next advisory or in the 12 o'clock a.m. advisory, it's going to be designated a hurricane. It's then going to start rapidly strengthening. It's going to take all day Tuesday to do that, and depending on how well it uses those conditions, it's going to basically just take it. Either it's going to take advantage of it and just blow up into a major hurricane, or it's going to take its time and remain near a Category 2. We'll have to talk about that in a second. So hazards affecting land. Storm surge. Storm surge is expected to produce significant coastal flooding in areas of onshore winds near where the center of Pamela makes landfall in southwestern Mexico. Near the coast, the surge will be accompanied by large and destructive waves. I don't exactly have the numbers for that yet, but as soon as I can get them, as soon as I can access them, I will show you guys. So there it is. Wind, hurricane conditions are expected within the hurricane-warned area by late Tuesday night or early Wednesday, with tropical storm conditions beginning as early as Tuesday evening. Tropical storm conditions are possible within the tropical storm watch area in Baja California del Sur by Tuesday afternoon. Rainfall. Through Thursday, Pamela is expected to produce the following rainfall amounts. We're going to go ahead and go through this. They have some new information about some rain in the United States now, so that's interesting. Across the Mexican states of Sinaloa and western Durango, 4 to 8 inches with maximum amounts of 12 inches. This rainfall may trigger significant life-threatening flash flooding and mudslides. Remember, this is a mountainous area, so mudslides with that amount of rain are possible at this point, and I just hope that doesn't happen at this point, because that's a recipe for disaster. Across southern portions of Baja California, 2 to 4 inches with isolated maximum totals of 6. Now across the central portions of central Texas and southeastern Oklahoma, this is new information, 2 to 4 inches with isolated maximum amounts of 6 inches. So that's quite a bit of rain for those areas. So there it is right there. Now the surf that's essentially ties into the storm surge. So yeah, this is the 5-day cone as shown right here. It's expected to strengthen to a hurricane very shortly, and it's expected to rapidly intensify, becoming a major hurricane by midnight on Wednesday. So it's then expected to make landfall, weaken rapidly, and then turn into a post-tropical cyclone as it crosses the United States border into Texas and Oklahoma. So yeah, also we have the latest tracks right here that kind of verify it. It's going to essentially, in the next 2.5 days, this cross the U.S. border, the Mexican border into Texas, then go through parts of southeastern Oklahoma, parts of potentially Arkansas, and then the models at this point split off to either parts of Illinois, Missouri. So this one model, the HWFI, has it going all the way through Oklahoma, Kansas, into Missouri, Iowa, and Minnesota. That's a pretty interesting track right there. I'll continue to keep an eye on that. Now we're going to go ahead and go to the intensity. These have come quite down, actually. So let's go ahead and analyze this. This is it's 60 knots or 70 miles per hour right now. Expected to rapidly intensify to either a Category 2 or a Category 3 hurricane, as seen right here. NHC has us at 120 miles per hour. So we'll have to wait and see when it comes to that. How much it takes advantage of those areas of basically just the warm waters, the low wind shear. How it takes advantage of that's essentially how strong it's going to get and how quickly it will. So after landfall, obviously it's going to crash in intensity, weaken considerably to tropical depression strength right here. And yeah, that's the intensity models right there. Um, there's the satellite imagery right here. You can see that that core may be starting to develop at this current time. So that's also something pretty interesting to watch right there. Hold on a second. Okay, there we go. This is 40 frames out. This this core appears to be developing at this current time. This thing probably is going to take advantage of those warm waters. It's going to strengthen into a hurricane and everything. So yeah, heck, it's essentially what happens in the next 6 hours is going to depend how strong this thing is at landfall. That's all I'm going to really say about it this time. If it becomes a hurricane now and starts strengthening to 80, potentially 85 miles per hour in 6 hours, then that's probably going to be a stronger hurricane than what the NHC is suggesting. So, yeah, it's a wait and see at this point. I think it has the potential to go up to 125, maybe 130, but that's my personal opinion. So, yeah, I will continue to update you guys as more information comes in. Be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more updates.